pre, during, and post events of the last protest, which I do not call a protest, I call a movement to effect a change of regime by force, which was also resisted. And so
they are saying that anyone that no fit recite the national anthem, say they will fine the person millions of money, maybe not 5 million, not 10 million. So if the person no fit pay the money, they go put am for prison 10 years. They are saying that anyone that no fit recite the national anthem, say they will fine the person millions of money, maybe not 5 million, not 10 million. So if the person no fit pay the money, they go put am for prison 10 years.
Welcome to my news on point, your pulse on trending news. Stay connected by subscribing to our channel.
When I listen to me, when I hear me. So I dey see some news online that I beg you get wetin I wan ask. So una leave all the whole problem, the hardship wey we dey face for this country. Na national anthem una come take serious. Abeg, shey na the national anthem na im be the hardship, na im be the main problem to the economy? Na national anthem na im dey cause problem for this country? Na national anthem na im be the food wey we go chop? Na national anthem na im be our future? Na national anthem na im be our future, na im go make our life better? Shey na national anthem na im go make Nigeria better? Una leave the whole problem wey we dey face, una leave our complaint wey we dey complain, say we dey complain, we dey hungry. Una comot, una no do like say una dey hear us. Una leave all those things. Una go bring law for national anthem. Say anybody wey no fit recite national anthem, una go put am for prison for 10 years. Or may pay money, fine, or 5 million naira. The national anthem be our problem for this country. Who national anthem? Una wicked for this these people are wicked. People they hungry, people they suffer. Una can't leave those one. Una not talking about Tinubu. You not talking about this 10 day project we do now. You not talking about it. You not talking any positive things about it. You leave them. You can't go to bring law for national anthem. Who national anthem? Who national anthem? Who help? Who national anthem help? What do you want to do? Now national anthem you want chop? Now national anthem we go chop? When they want us in Nigeria, more wake up. These people they won't finish us for this country. And now all of us get this country together. Now all of us get this country together. More wise up, more wise up. These people won't finish us. They won't finish us. Can you imagine? Say they live hardship. The main hardship where they this country, they live now national anthem, they call they talk about you. Say anybody when no feel recite them. Say good, they go put up for prison. Wait national anthem won't do us. No person don't chop any food, they recite national anthem. No person don't chop any food, go feel recite them. Person don't chop any food, they go feel cram am. But we will never chop. I will go take cram am. Say we won't read them. I won't take recite them. Now person don't chop any food, now they sing. Now person don't chop any food, now they enter studio go they sing. We will never chop. How the inspiration say go take concern and one sick. How the sky go there. How the sky go take it our body. To go reset our brain, to go they calm down, to the recite, to the cram the national anthem. How they say go there? We will never chop. We tell you the problem where they face, the hardship where they face for the country. National anthem law, now go they pick up. Say anybody will not be recite national anthem, now go put up for prison. But I go tell them now. Man, I do well, yo. Man, I do well. Mr. Tinubu, do well. Man, I follow me for Facebook. Man, I follow me.
The National Security Advisor also was on hand to present the security situation of the country, and he did inform the Council of State, about the pre, during, and post events of the last protests, which I do not call a protest. I call a movement to effect a change of regime by force, which was also resisted. And so, the council thanked Nigerians at large for resisting any unconstitutional move to change government. If anybody is not satisfied with the government, any current administration, there's always an election coming. So you wait for election and cast your vote the way you deem fit.
All right. I mean, there were a lot of takeaways from that meeting. Dele Alake here has described the Endbadgovernance protest as a move to overthrow the government of President Bola. But this is not the first time we're seeing this type of, remarks when it comes to protests in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria. We only had the, EndSARS protest back in 2020. Remember that President Muhammadu Buhari actually had described it as the people who tried to remove me from power. Let me take this tweet from Baron, who wrote, "Whenever the Nigerian youth protest, the Nigerian political class are always quick to target regime change. I haven't seen anything like this. Hashtag EndSARS protest was regime change. Hashtag Endbadgovernance protest in Nigeria is regime change. God, I beg you." But I think for me, this is the complete fact. But I think for me it was, a commentary on that council meeting, because it's a meeting with all these heads of state that would, help to make policies. The fact that Olusegun Obasanjo was conspicuously missing for me was, a big statement, because only recently he's been criticizing policies, especially in this administration. But let me take this before I come to you. Following allegations by former President Olusegun Obasanjo that members of the National Assembly are fixing their salaries and allowances themselves, which is described as immoral and the duty of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RAMFAC. The commission on Tuesday revealed that each of the 109 senators occupying legislative seats in the Red Chamber earned the sum of 1 million naira as salary and allowances per month. Obasanjo criticized the senators last week when he hosted some members of the House of Representatives in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital.
Look at, in your own case, with all due respect, you are not supposed to fix your salary or your allowances. It's supposed to be done by the Revenue Mobilization and
Fiscal Commission. Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission.
Okay. But you decide to pay yourself the allowances that you give yourself, newspaper allowances, pound allowances, sheeting allowances. You give yourself all sorts of things with all due respect. And you know it's not right. It is not right. It is not right for me to be the one to determine what I pay myself. It's immoral. And then you are doing it. The Senate is doing it. And you beat your chest. And in some cases, even the executive give you what you are not entitled to. You all got 200 million naira.
Well, all right. On Sunday, the Senate had, tackled Obasanjo, saying that they only receive their funds, their salaries from RAMFAC. And, I believe the spokesperson actually even said that, these assertions are satanic. And, but RAMFAC has come up with a breakdown saying that the senators earn 1 million naira. Before I pull up the breakdown, Ayo, I would like your comment on all of the stories.
Okay, on the first story, the Council of State passing a vote of confidence on the president unanimously. I was saying off air just this morning that if former President Olusegun Obasanjo were there, perhaps they wouldn't have gotten a unanimous vote of confidence, because he has not shied away from speaking out as to his displeasure. And I then warned about the danger of having people who would just tell you, you're doing well, you're doing well. When the obvious is sometimes the contrary. Yes, you can say that in terms of where he's taking Nigeria to, there's a confidence in that. But they need to read the room as well. Look at the protest that just happened. If the people who are the most important, because they are the employers, if I could put it that way, who employed the president by virtue of their votes, are not happy with the way that things are being run, those are the voices you should listen to even more than the Council of State, with all due respect, because they are the office of the citizen is the most powerful office in the land. And so, rather than Mr. Dele Alake coming out to say that was just to overthrow this government, why not listen to the concerns of the people? Out of the 10 demands that the protesters made, especially those who are protesting against hunger and poverty, not one of those demands said, resign, step down, not even to resign or we want you to. What they mentioned specific challenges that the president should fix. And are those challenges valid? Are they real? Absolutely. Food, hunger, the cost of governance, agriculture, NSAS protesters who are still in incarceration. A number of those things that they could easily fix. So I think it's a bad narrative for the government to keep on saying that this is to overthrow the government without addressing the real concerns of the people. I think that's very important. Again, the vote of confidence, the most important vote of confidence is the vote of confidence by the people who put you in power by virtue of their votes. Yeah. Now, coming down to President Olusegun Obasanjo, please speak on, sir. Mm-hmm. It is important for us to have people, whether or not you want to say, does he have the moral justification to come out and speak, to raise concerns around this. One thing Ramfak did say, or former Senator Shehu Sani did say, was it wasn't about Ramfak being able to determine the salary of the right. It is the implementation and the enforcement. Mm-hmm. That is where the gap is. And that is where there's currently a lacuna that needs to be addressed. No one is denying the fact that this is what is stated on paper as to what the senators should earn or the lawmakers should earn. What people are arguing and what the senators said was that the enforcement of it is not in the power of Ramfak. It comes to the hands of the legislators. Hence, they are the ones who determine at the end of the day. So they can ask us whether or not, at the end of the day, and that needs to be fixed. It's that lacuna that should be fixed. The people who are earning should not be the ones who are fixing, right. Especially in light of the current situation of Nigerians.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we can see the breakdown there, of the salaries. I was quite shocked that it was ₦1 million, given the fact that a lot of people, even I had a guest on Sunday who said, I forget his name again, Sergius Ogun, who had said that members of the House of Representatives were making about 8.5 million in allowances. And I mean, for these senators to be making $1 million plus allowances, it's quite shocking. We need to go into more details. But before I come to you, Rufai, this is your people. In the meantime, an Oba in Oyo State, Oba Francis Alao, has cautioned former President Olusegun Obasanjo to stop parading himself as a saint after Obasanjo said at that meeting with members of the House of Representatives that most Nigerian political leaders should be behind bars. The Oba stated on Monday that although he aligned with Obasanjo's position, the former president should lead by example by submitting himself for incarceration as a leader of this generation of the so-called corrupt people, adding that there is no way Obasanjo can exclude himself. They've come for Obasanjo.
Definitely, people will come for Obasanjo.
Yes.
And Obasanjo has never come to tell you he's a saint or he's the most perfect of human beings. Mm-hmm. And concerning submitting himself behind bar, Obasanjo has gone to prison. He has come out. There's no big deal about it. In fact, he came out from prison to be president. Mm-hmm. But I asked that king, is what Obasanjo saying is it not true? Is he happy the way the country is today? Mm-hmm. What is bad about Obasanjo saying that senators are earning too much? And that's why I totally disagree with Ramfak. Who is Ramfak to talk about? I would believe Senator Shehu Sani that served in the Senate.
He said 13.5
Yes,
million.
More than Ramfak. And if Ramfak says 1 million, that's on paper. Which senator will spend billions in an election to go and be anyone 1 million? It's not possible. Because I was just doing the calculation.
Rufai on fire!
It's true now.
They spend money for the good, they have them in interest.
So you will spend your billions to run an election to be any 12 million. That money is not even enough for one night with their girlfriends.
Hey, God, Rufai.
It's not even enough for some of the high-class girlfriends they carry. What are we saying? Oji.
I'm listening.
I calculated the amount.
Go ahead.
That their big Prado Jeep that they gave them 160 million. If they are to fill up that product, it's 93 liters. So if they are buying 800 naira per liter or 850, it's close to 81,000 naira. And let's say they fill it up once or twice in a month. That's over 200. That means the money is gone. Which senator will go to the Senate because they are collecting 1 million naira a month? It's not possible for these senators. So I believe Shehu Usoni more. So there's a difference between what is on paper and what is real. What is real is that they know that, and I'm happy you quoted Sergio Osogun.
Yeah.
That was even in the House of Rep, not even in the Senate.
Yeah, it's House of Rep. I was saying.
So you are saying all of these are our senators. All of these are our senators will be going.
Yeah.
I remembered House of Rep sitting allowance as a 1999 alone was 14,000. 14,000 in today's money. As a 1999, adjust for inflation in today's money, he's going to hundreds of thousands. So what are you saying? They will go and sit down there for 1 million. They should stop deceiving us. But the truth of the matter is, they must be able to cut all of this allowance. And you forget they've also increased their money. They must be able to cut all this allowance at the expense of the suffering people. Johnson even further now stated that they will now tell them there's a constituency project. Just go and say how much you want. And you divert to your constituency. It's not most of those constituency projects that they collected that they didn't do, that we saw their secret during NSAS. Didn't, what is it called? This ICPC conducted an investigation. Couple of years ago, we took those stories extensively on this table.
Yeah.
How lawmakers were diverting constituency projects. What came out of that investigation? Pabologasi is a Pabocious situation.
Pabocious. Tell us what that means again.
Pabocious. Also not.
Well,
so
all right.
Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Don't send it to, I repeat.
Don't forget the prayers to emails.
Prayers to email. Let's not forget hardship allowance. I repeat, or you quote me anywhere. No senator will spend billions of naira to campaign senatorial election to go and be any 1 million naira in the Senate. Right. You should come and challenge me. I tell it to them.
Allowances, Vimbai, I'd like for you to discuss this as well as the other ones. In another development, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed into law a bill seeking a 300% increase in salaries and allowances for judicial officials. In a statement on Tuesday, Special Advisor to the President on Senate Matters, Bashir Lado, said the increase underscores Tinubu's commitment to the welfare of Nigerian workers. In June, the Senate approved the bill after it passed a third reading. Lado said the new act prescribes salaries and allowances for judicial officers to reflect changing realities. 300%, okay? Your thoughts on this one?
You know, this takes me back to minimum wage.
Yes.
And the back and forth we had with the minimum wage argument, because minimum wage has been increased by just over 100%, I believe, right?
Over 100%.
Just over 100%. And we're talking about 300% to reflect the realities, the current changing realities. Now, I think that the judiciary hadn't received any salary increment in a number of years. So it is due to them. However, let it reflect in the rest of the economy. So when we're having minimum wage discussions, then let's ensure that everybody is sitting on a level playing field. So when we're talking about the senators, the reason why people are upset with regards to the senators' salaries and allowances is not because we don't want them to live large and to enjoy their lives. It's because look at the state of the nation. You can't look at the least person in the economy and say that, oh no, you don't deserve such an increment, while you're living audaciously and spending lavishly and so forth. So the 300%, can we say that, okay, is this the correct percentage that needs to be reflected when we're talking about the increase in minimum wage? Should we go back to the drawing board and start again? So this means that those people who are protesting against end bad governance are not far off when they're saying that, you know what, we've seen the increase, but it's still not reflective of what's going on in the current economy. So this number, and the other thing about this number is, you know, there's a lot of debate about the figures that are churned out as inflation figures. So, I mean, if you just do a simple experiment, go to the market, look at the cost of you know, whatever you're buying, let's say of yam, and or something not seasonal rather, look at how much you used to spend on it before. Just simple maths. And make the calculation. Quick math. You may not land at the official
figures that we see. So let's have a real conversation with ourselves about what is the real increase in cost of living and how can we make everybody feel these beautiful windfalls that the judicial officers deservedly are receiving, but let everybody in Nigeria also have a piece of the cake. Well said. My favorite Nigeria wife. People will think you just hit the nail on the head.